Hey guys, this is Gloria. Welcome back. I am here because a bunch of you guys wanted to know how I use that frame die that I shared with you guys to make this frame. And this particular frame is about an 8x8, I believe. And again, I forgot to bring my ruler over, so I'm gonna kind of cheat and use my paper cutter to see how big it is. And it is a square frame, but as I stated in my haul video, you can actually manipulate the cut in order to make the frame a different size. So let's see what size this is. So this is, yeah, it's a little bit shy of an 8x8. It's actually 7 7/8, and it is, I believe it's square. Yeah, so 7 7/8 big. So almost, it's an eighth away from being 8x8. But it's really, really cute, and I love it. And I wanted to share with you guys how I made it, since you guys had some questions. It's super duper simple. So first things first, this is the die that I used, and it did come from AliExpress. It came to me just like this. It didn't have a packaging or anything like that, and it is a little warped, but it still does the trick. It does work. So what I did for the frame that I created was I just simply ran it through my die cutting machine 4 times, and I cut my paper at about 2.5 inches, something like that. So once I cut it 2.5 inches, and I had 4 of these, then I was ready to build my frame. If you want to manipulate this frame to make it like a rectangular frame or something like that, all you have to do is cut your paper to different sizes. So if you wanted a rectangle, you're just going to make 2 sides smaller than the other 2 sides. So I cut this paper at 6 inches, and it's still about 2.5 inches wide. And I, make sure that I line it up with this edge right here at the edge of my paper. And you want to make sure that you do both of your smaller sides exactly the same, because if not, one of your sides will probably be too long and it'll be kind of warped. So I just use a little bit of washi tape to hold it in place. And then for the sake of the video, I'm just going to use my little Cuddle Kid die cutting machine instead of using my Big Kick. And so I just run it through. And then once it cuts, it's going to be the same size as the other one that I cut, because I cut it also at 6 inches. You may be able to run your paper together, and then that way you'll know that both your parts will cut at the same length. But if not, just make sure that it butts, this part right here butts all the way up against the edge. And then all you're going to do is fold. It has some score lines, and they're easy to see. This is basil paper, so it's a pretty thick paper. But, you can try, whatever kind of paper you have. And so once you score it on all your score marks, all you're going to do is just fold it into a square shape like that. And as you can see, the smaller part is underneath this larger flap, because that is what you're going to use to glue your sides together. So you can use wet glue, or you can use your glue runner, but I think that wet glue will probably work a lot better. I used glossy accents on mine, and all I did was made sure that the glossy accent was all the way close to the edge on the top and the bottom, and then I just put it together just like that, making sure that the end meets the end. And then you can even squish it down like this on one of the score lines to make sure that it actually adheres properly. And you want to make sure that it adheres properly. But even if you do it this way, it doesn't matter, because you need it to score all of your score lines real good. So then that is how it looks when it's put together, and that's one side. So that's one of the shorter sides. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the other shorter side together, and then two of the longer sides, and we're going to make like a rectangular frame. So I will be right back, guys. Hey guys, it's me, and I am back to share with you guys how to put together this frame. So as you can see, it's not glued together, but it is together, okay? And it is smaller than the frame that I created before. Let me show you the frame that I created before. That's 7 7/8 by 7 7/8, so it's squared. But as you can see, this one that I made for my grandbaby is much larger than this one. And like I said, all you have to do is just cut down your paper to a smaller size in order for you to get a rectangle. So the next thing that you're going to want to do, because you're going to get all of these pieces and they're all going to look exactly the same, but what's going to happen is each one of these is going to have to be glued inside to make a 90-degree angle, just like that. And so you have to actually kind of put it together like it's a puzzle. So like, say if you try to put this side on and you see how that doesn't fit, you're going to have to rotate this until this piece fits inside of this piece. If it doesn't fit in, let me go back. This is the straight side, and then this is the angled side. You have to make one angled side fit into one straight side. And if it doesn't fit anyway, like this is wrong, right? That's wrong, but that's the way that it fits. So if it doesn't fit correctly, then that means that you have one of your joints incorrect. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to turn it, and you're going to have to see if that will make your ends fit together. And see, when I turn this, it actually allows both of these pieces to sit inside of that one long piece. Then we're not finished yet, because we need to make sure that this piece fits inside of here as well as this end. And so, you know, the best thing to do is just kind of try to put it together first before gluing, to make sure that all of your pieces are going to fit together so that they can make a 90-degree angle. And this is the way it's going to look, just like this. So once you get that together, the way that you're going to glue it together is you're going to use your glossy accents or whatever type of glue that you have, and you're going to put glue right on the inside of this tab, and you're going to put glue right here on the inside of this part as well as this little triangular part. So you're going to have glue all inside of this part, because that's where your joint is going to be. And then you're going to put this back together. Make sure that it's back together the way it was, because you knew that it fit together like that. And you're just going to hold it until it all dries and it's nice and sturdy. Okay, and so I'm just holding it together until the glossy accents sets up. And I'm just kind of squeezing it, not too hard, but I'm trying to make sure, because it's mostly glued right here. And I put glue all the way around, but it's mostly glued right there. And so you can take whatever part you want to take next. I'm just going to take this part next, and I'm just going to put, again, glue in the inside here, and the inside here, and right here. And make sure you have enough glue. So I don't think I had enough glue in there. My tip is very small, so. And then you're going to put that part inside of there. And you're going to try to do it on a table so that everything is straight. You don't want it to be lopsided or anything like that. You want it to be as straight as possible, because you want your frame to be able to sit as straight as possible. And just hold it until it kind of sets up. in Glossy Accents, you guys know it sets up pretty quickly. And I just kind of rub it where that join is. Okay. And then we're going to do the last piece. And so this one is going to go just like that. And so we're going to put the glue on the tab. And I still, even though it, you know, this part has to be glued on both sides, I still only glue it to one side first. And I'm sorry that I'm off camera, but I had to kind of bring it up to my face so I can glue it. And I'm just going to put that there. And again, make sure that it's on the right side so that you'll know that your joins go together. So I'm just going to put this, even though this side is not glued, only this side is glued right now. But I just put it together to make sure that I make that 90-degree angle. Just hold it until it sets up. Such a cute die. I love this die. So many possibilities with it. And then I'm just going to kind of bend it a little bit and put glue on my last parts here. And I'm just going to glue that together and hold that. Now, you know, you could make the frame and you don't have to put a paper backing on the back, because you can use it to hang like snowflakes in the middle here, or, you know, whatever you want, a heart, whatever you want to do in the middle. And you don't necessarily have to use a paper backing, but I think that it makes for a much sturdier frame if you go ahead and put a paper backing on the back of your frame. So now the frame is all together. So now, because I cut my sides into a rectangle, I just need to find out how big is my frame in order to cut my paper. And so to do that, I am just going to use my paper trimmer again, if I could find out where I laid it down. I'm always laying things down and then I'm not, stuck it underneath my desk. And so I'm just going to use this to kind of measure out how big I need my rectangle to be. So let's see. So it looks like this is 7 3/4. Let's see. Yeah, 7 3/4 by 5 7/8. And I'm actually measuring this upside down. So I just want to make sure. Yeah, 7 3/4 by 5 7/8. So let me grab some paper and cut that. Seven 3/4. And what was it, guys? 5 and what was it? Usually I write down my little measurements. 5 and, well, I think I said 5 3/4 at first, but looks like it's more like, I'll cut it to 6. I'll cut it to 6. Just to be on the safe side, we'll cut it to 6. I'm sorry that this is taking me longer than what it should, but of course, when you're doing this on camera, it doesn't always work out as easy as if you're just doing it by yourself. And so then all you have to do, put that away. So all that you have to do now is figure out what side is your favorite side. If it's, you know, just make sure you look at it and tell, like, which side do you want to be your back side or your front. And I'm just going to make this side right here my back side. And so all you're going to do now is you're just going to use your glue, whatever glue that you're going to use, and you're going to just gotta open up my bottle again, sorry. But whatever glue, Scott's Quick Glue works really well for these kind of projects as well. I love my glossy accents, but it tends to get clogged quick, so make sure you keep a pen handy. But that's about it. And then you're just going to make sure that your paper is where you need it to be on your frame. And it looks like I did cut this paper a little weird, but that's okay. You guys are going to cut your paper better than me. I can always take another piece of pink paper and just cut it and put it on the back. But that is pretty much how you make that frame. How cute is that? And so my niece is having a baby, and her name will be Zara. So I figured I would make her a little frame for her baby as well. And I can't find my, oh, there's my Z. And so I'm gonna make her a little frame for her baby to hang up in her room as well. And then I'll just put a little bow or something like that up top to decorate it. I know that you guys had asked questions about these letters. These are 5 centimeter letters, and they're from AliExpress as well. And I left the link in my AliExpress haul video, but I will also leave the link down below in this video, as well as the link for the frame. But that's about it, guys. That is how you make the frame. I hope that was helpful to you guys. Again, if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below, and I'll get back with you as soon as I possibly can. Take care, guys. Bye.